Hello, Leo. Elsie here to do your reading for the week ahead, my friends. How are you? Thank you for showing up here, my fire family. I appreciate you. I am here to, do a reading for the week ahead. We'll find out what's coming up whenever you find these readings, Leo. They're always going to be for the week ahead. We're going to start with some oracle decks this week, just one from each of these decks. And this one is called the Sign of the Times Oracle. Let's take a look here. Leo, thank you for all your attention on my last video. I appreciate you. Let's take a look. What's coming up in the week ahead? If you're cross-watching a Leo, thanks for doing that. Tell me about Leo, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Leo energy. We have peace and harmony. Well, look. Take it whenever you can get it. I'm just saying. Peace and harmony. You want to know why, though? It's because we do have a card number 12. And I want to say that you're listening to your gut. You are now moving differently, I feel. And although you're still moving like a Leo, you're moving in a way that I feel that you are now listening to the inner self. Card number 12 is Pisces. Some of you could have Pisces energy. You don't have to, but I feel like that's what it's saying, that now that you are listening to the inner self, I feel like it's bringing you more peace and harmony in your life. I also want to say that for those of you who are looking for a relationship, I feel like there might be one coming. 1 and 2 is 3. It's going to start out as a friendship or a partnership, and it is going to be a peaceful one. So that tells me soulmate energy. And because when you'll know when you're in a soulmate relationship, it's easy. It flows back and forth like butter. There's no drama. There's no parting and coming back together. It's just a really sweet, easy energy. What else do we have here for Leo, please? We have transformation. I like it. Absolutely. I think that's what this peace and harmony is telling me. Card number 12. I feel like you're listening to the self, and it's bringing a transformational energy here. One more for Leo. We have use your mind wisely. Very interesting energy. So transformation says you use the power of love to move through illusions and shift into awareness. There is a big shift happening coming up for you. And if it's not in the week ahead, it's definitely this month, Leo. I feel like if you have been the person who feels like you just can't buy a break. I feel like if you're the person who was feeling out of sorts or feeling like you were living in a bit of chaos, I feel as though you are going to get some peace coming up. That possibly in the week ahead, the rest of this month, I feel, is going to be full of transformation. It's like you're thinking differently, you're moving differently, you're acting differently. And I think it's because you're now listening to the higher self. You're now listening to the inner self. We have Pig Spirit here. It says, use your mind wisely. We have card number 47, which is an 11. 11 breaks down to a 2, which tells me there's balance here. I want to say, let the freak flag fly. So I'm looking at this pretty wild little pig here. I feel like you're just supposed to be who you are. Look, when you are authentic, Leo, you attract what you are, not what you want, but what you are. So I feel like you are attracting what you are, and that is balance, transformation, peace, and harmony. I like it. I love it, in fact, for you. Let's look for a deck. Okay. All right. Jeez, what is that about? That was a terrible shuffle. All right, Leo, let's figure it out. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Leo in the week ahead, please. Leo energy for the week ahead. Let's try one more of those. Some of these decks are too big for my hands. That one felt like it was a little bit too big for my hands. Okay, there we go. Let's talk about Leo. We need some tarot, please, for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. For the week ahead energy, please. Leo, if you're interested in a private read, please look below. You will see there is a space below this video. You will see a link that says more. And when you click that link, you will find the link to Wizio. We start off with the 5 of Pentacles here, Leo. We do move to the 7 of Wands. Yeah, it feels like you're taking the higher ground. You know what I think you're doing is you're drowning out the noise. I feel like you're drowning out the noise, whether it's the noise of the corporate world, your workplace, or people that you know, maybe it's family members. I feel like you are spending more time by yourself. spending time alone, and I feel that it's necessary. So I don't know if you've locked yourself away. We've got the Five of Pentacles here, but I feel like if you have been spending time alone, I think it was really necessary in order for you to be able to realize what it is that you need to do. And I think that with the Seven of Wands, we see this depiction of all these wands pointing at you here, right? But you're sitting there on the pillow, vibing, right? Vibing high. And I want to say that I feel like this time alone by yourself was probably necessary to block out the opinions of others. I have a feeling that you may have been dragged around by the opinions of others here. It feels like you have some decisions to make, and it's been hard to make these decisions. And I feel like with a little bit of silence in your life, everybody could use a little bit of silence. I'm just saying. We've got the Eight of Cups. We've got the Eight of Cups is in the reverse, by the way, for those of you who are listening, not watching. We have the Ace of Wands, and we have the Two of Pentacles. So I want to say that your advice here is to remain in the moment, not in the past and not in the present, but remaining in the moment and feeling balanced, feeling like yeah, the Ace of Wands is here. It feels like you're supposed to practice being in balance, being in the moment, not too far in the past, not too far in the future. The Ace of Wands and the Two of Swords here are telling me that you're about to make a decision, a very passionate decision, to possibly try to go back to a situation that maybe wasn't working for you initially. I don't know if that's a job or a person or a situation. Take it as it resonates. But it looks like there is something that you want to revisit here, someone, something, a situation that you're very passionate about, and you've been sort of blocked here. I feel like what you're doing here is you're blocking yourself from being hurt. I feel like you have been hurt before. We've got 7 and 1 wand, which is 8. I feel like things, when you're ready, will move as fast as you want them to. It feels like you're wanting to go back to a situation, but I feel like you need this time out. You're in time out, Leo. I put you in time out. The universe has put you in time out. I think you needed this time out to really figure out what it is that you want for you. And I think that you're rising above other people's bullshit. That I feel like you're going to stop living by expectation. That's what it feels like. You're going to stop living by the expectations of others. You might be revisiting something here, and I think that you've been thinking about it while you've been in this energy of feeling disconnected. Honestly, I think you put yourself there. I don't think anybody did. I feel like you want to pull away. You want to be by yourself so you can think things out, because I think you're about to make a really big decision that's going to change your future here. There is something I feel that you didn't see at the time that it was looking at you, is what I want to say, because your eyes are covered here in the Two of Swords. And I feel like you're like, no, I'm not doing that again. I'm not doing that again. I'm just going to get crushed. I'm not doing that again. But I feel like once you spend some time alone and you pull yourself away from the words of others or the opinions of others, you spend some time here. In the Seven of Wands, I feel like you are going to revisit something here, something that gave you balance, that allowed you to live in the moment, that slowed you down just a little bit. Tell me why the Two of Swords is here, please. We have the Nine of Wands. Yeah, and like I said, you just don't want to get hurt again. You don't want to get your heart crushed again. And it makes sense. I feel like with the Nine of Wands that you're carrying into the present, you're carrying in energy from the past, and it's past traumas. And trauma is whatever trauma is. It can be deep. It can be relationship related. It's things that we carry around with us, right? And the Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior, is someone who is resilient, and you just keep getting up and you keep going at it again and you keep getting hurt again. And that's why you've got all of these wands here. They've made you defensive in, I think, in ways of passion, in ways of, cups, love, possibly. Tell me more about the Nine of Wands for Leo, please. Yeah, it's time to move away from that. And I mean, you're always going to be resilient, but I feel like it's time to come out from behind the fear wall. It's time to grow. And I feel like that's what you're thinking about here. Yeah. Look, we got 2 7s. One more 7 and we hit the jackpot here. So we have the Six of Swords. So I think what you're moving away from this energy. You've decided that I'm not going to do this to myself anymore. I'm not going to hide behind the fear wall, because when you block yourself off, when you block yourself off from other people, you block yourself off from love, you block yourself, and you think that you're just doing it in relationships, but it translates to your parents, to your sisters, your brothers, it translates to your children. Like when you block yourself, period. And it's not just in romantic relationships. It ends up being a block that blocks other things as well. Oh, yes. Charlie's pointing out that 1 wand and 9, that's 10. It's time to drop these burdens. I think that's what you're figuring out while you're in the 7 of Wands energy with the 5 of Pentacles. It feels like you've pulled yourself away and it's time for you to drop your burdens. If you can't be vulnerable, you can't have the things that you want. The 7 of Pentacles is telling me that you're picking a path. You're throwing the seeds of intention and watching it grow. It's time to nurture the self. It's time to pick a path, plant your seeds, and watch them grow. Take your time. Take your time. It doesn't have to be done quickly, right? Tell me what the 8 of Cups is here for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. You know, I think that there is someone or a situation that you do want to invest in here. The 3 of Wands tells me that you've been waiting or holding back, but you do want to expand your life. You do want to expand your life. You'd want the Ace of Pentacles. You want to be invested in. You want to invest in someone here. You want to give someone reciprocity. And I feel like the 9 of Pentacles is here to tell me 9 and 1 is 10. So I feel like you are revisiting a situation that you feel has value, that you feel can grow, that I feel like you're bringing 1 pentacle to someone else who you see as confident and abundant and someone who is single at this time and doing it all on their own. But I think you've been holding back. The 3 of Wands, though, tells me that you're probably almost ready to go, because in this particular depiction, you can see that the 3rd wand is almost burnt out. And we've got 2 wands, which is the adventure, which is the expansion. So I feel like you want to revisit something here with someone who is single. I feel that you want to invest in them. You see that they are doing pretty well in their life. And maybe this is, you know, the safe bet for you here. I feel like you're really attracted to them and you want this new path of passion. Tell me about the Ace of Wands. So I feel like you do want this path of passion here. I feel like you're holding on to an idea of having a really important conversation, but I feel like it's muddy for you right now. I want to say that you don't have much clarity. You're not really sure how they feel. You're not really sure if you should move forward. I feel like you are the Emperor, and you are the Emperor because you are someone who carries it all. I feel you carry the mortgage or the rent and the children, and I think you're doing it, and the job, and you're holding it all down by yourself. And you're wondering, do I have time? Do I have time in my life to slip in this Ace of Wands, right? And I feel like you're going to make a really slow, strategic decision about what you're going to do here. I feel like with the Emperor, you've got a lot of lessons. The fact that you're the Wounded Warrior tells me that you've had a lot of hard lessons. You come from the school of hard knocks. I want to say that you're unclear on how this person feels about you, but you're still holding on to hope that maybe if you send them a message that things can move forward a little quicker. I feel like your focus is this in the week ahead is to stay in balance, to stay in the moment and stop assuming that whatever happened in the past is going to happen in your present. It's up to you to let that go. Tell me what the transformation is here. It says you use the power of love to move through illusions and shift your awareness. So shift into awareness. You are becoming aware, my friend. Aware of the situation, aware of what you want, aware that you need to pull away sometimes in order to get clarity. You are using your mind wisely by getting peace and harmony. Look at that. The transformation is beautiful. It is the Hierophant. It is the higher self, right? I was saying that right here, that you are realizing that you have become a teacher. You come from the school of hard knocks. Look, those of you who have come from a place that's been really hard, you have a lot more wisdom than somebody who's had an easy life. You look at somebody and say, well, you've had it easy. You've always had money. You've always had family. You've always had support. Well, those people aren't really learning lessons right now. You're the one who's learned the lessons like this. And I'm telling you, if you are the one who's gone through too many lessons already, you are definitely this. You are definitely wiser for it. You are the sage. You are the teacher. You are the one who is now who's now tapped into the higher self, but you're now going to be able to teach other people. I feel like some of you possibly are going to be messaging a Taurus. It could be, doesn't have to be, but there is some stability here with the Taurus. I feel like you're ready to settle down, or maybe you see this person as a potential, someone you could settle down with. I feel like this person here is the one we're talking about, so we could be talking about someone who's in earth energy. For those of you who are keeping track, we do have Aries here as well. We do have, yeah, Taurus and Virgo and Capricorn. There's a tower coming in the future, my friend, and it is coming in love. And I feel like it's because you've put in the hard work. I feel like you, my friend, are going to be getting together with the person who is your soulmate. This is going to be an easy relationship because now you're in peace and harmony and you understand what it feels like to be in a calm environment. So there, I feel like you're going through the transformation, and I feel like you send this message to the universe saying, look, I'm ready for change, and here it is. It's hard change nonetheless, but I think it's because you've changed the self. The self-mastery is what the change is. Your life, you have changed it. The universe has helped you by throwing you a tower and knocking down everything you didn't need, but I feel like because you've worked really hard on yourself, here it is. The Ace of Cups. It's totally up to you as to whether you want it or not, my friend. I mean, I feel like you've had enough heartbreak. I feel like this is a soulmate relationship that's very stable and sturdy. Someone who really is interested in settling down with you, my friend. All right. I'm going to leave that there. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I appreciate you. And if you enjoyed this, I hope you will give me a thumbs up so we can have other Leos come help build this tribe for us at 10 of Cups Tarot. Be in the comments. I'd like to hear from you. I'm going to go for now. Love you guys, and I'll be back because I'm always back. Love ya. Bye-bye.